Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Really excited to have a woman of influence in Kansas City here in studio with me today. I have Elaina Paige. She is the CEO and founder of the Next Paige Talent Agency and Next Paige Foundation. And she is the community engagement director for Xavier Worthy's foundation, The Worthy Ones. When I tell you this woman is making a huge impact in Kansas City, I'm telling you, she is making waves. She's opened an agency to give youth the opportunity to find opportunities within arts and entertainment to grow. She has a really fun backstory. She may or may not have been a backup dancer for Beyoncé. This is just a really entertaining episode, and also one that is truly inspirational for a woman doing incredible things here within our great city. So I hope you are able to listen to the episode in its entirety, find incredible excitement and energy from Elaina, and I hope you have the opportunity to connect with her in person as well. Enjoy. Elaina Paige,
yes.
Here you are. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you, girl.
I have to tell you, I feel like you are the coolest. I feel like a little kid saying that, but I genuinely do. We got introduced the first time, I think it was last summer or fall.
Yeah.
And it was through Mission Hill City Lifestyle.
Yes.
So shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Did the event at Bamboo
Penny.
Yep.
Shout out to them.
Over in
They're
Prairie
awesome.
Village.
Yep.
Yeah. And,
Rita Strickland. Shout out to her.
Yep, exactly. And we got to do a fun little interview, and then you and I connected, and then eventually I came in and kind of like documented what the agency looked like and everything. But ever since I met you, I'm like just in awe of everything that you're doing. You really are the coolest. You're so beautiful. Your fashion. I was trying to figure out what to wear today. I told you, I'm like, we have the same hat, but I'm like, honestly, where do you shop? Because you always look so put together, and I'm very envious of that. So,
oh my gosh, you look great. I
I
love the hat. I'm such a hat girl.
I've turned into a hat girl. I didn't used to be. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a quick story. So behind the hats was my confidence. And so any room I walked into, it's kind of like my son right now. He feels like, what's your superpower? You know, I needed a superpower. And my hat was like my cape that I felt like when I put on a hat, I was about business. I put on a red lipstick and I would put on these Timberland heels. And I was like, I'm ready to dance. I'm ready for business. I'm ready for the world, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like why I loved hats.
Okay.
And over the years, I collect them. I have so many hats. And shout out to Maid Mob. Check you out.
The best.
Yeah.
I know. We might need a little glimpse into your closet. You might have to show that and to see what your hat
That's
collection
cool. Yeah, that's
like.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun. Okay, good. Well, you are here because we're going to talk about you being the CEO and founder of the Next Paige Talent Agency and Next Paige Foundation. But then also, you're the community engagement director for Xavier Worthy's foundation.
Yes,
The Worthy Ones. We're going to talk about all this today.
Yeah.
So amazing. Okay. Why don't you give us a little backstory where you're from? I know you went to school in Chicago, lived outside of KC. So kind of walk us through who you are, your background here.
Okay, yes. I'm Elaina Paige, born and raised Kansas City, Missouri. I left Kansas City in 2008.
Okay.
And moved to Chicago, Illinois, received my BFA from Columbia College Chicago in dance.
Okay.
Right out of college, my first gig was with Beyoncé for Run the World. Yep. And
how did you land that?
Girl, it's all about who you know, but who knows you. I'm going to tell you that because I remember getting the text from a friend of mine who was Ashley Everett's PR.
Okay.
And so he's like, hey, Beyonce's doing a big casting call for the Oprah show, and you need to get there. And I'm like, say less. Me and my girls, we skipped class.
Was it in Chicago then?
It was in Chicago.
Yeah,
the first show was in Chicago, and then we went for the VMAs, and we just kept flowing. But we stood outside for a very long time. You know, I mean, hundreds of girls were there. And I remember Frank Gaston did the choreography, and he said, if you don't get a call, we expect to see you back here at 5 a.m. I'm like, 5 a.m.? That is early. You know what I mean? But early bird gets the worm, you know. So I remember after the audition, it was probably a really hard audition, too, because they made us do ballet.
Which you did not do.
I did. Yeah, I was I was trained in all styles, but as a, you know, you wouldn't think that like, oh, they're just doing hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect to do ballet in the audition.
Sure.
You know, we did a little Vogue, and then he's like, tombe, pas de bourrée, glissade. You know, and I'm like, okay, tombe, pas de bourrée, glissade, pas de chat, you know.
Here we go.
And he would break it down to zodiac signs. Gemini's out on the floor. You know, Leo's out on the floor just for fun and to see, you know, because they're just sitting there watching. Beyonce wasn't there yet.
Okay.
And so they cut us. People got cut. And they didn't waste time. That's one thing I love about business, and that's one thing that I've learned in business. Don't waste people's time and don't waste mine. Like, I'm very direct when I'm at work, and it's for a reason, because time is so valuable.
Yeah.
And in the industry, it's very cutthroat.
Sure.
Thank you.
Without,
no, thank you.
I've not been in the industry, but I hear that a lot, like particularly in music.
Yes.
So I'm sure it's all kind of like, you know.
Oh yeah,
and
it's not personal. You know, it is so separate. Like, that boundary is so important.
Yeah.
Important. So I remember they made cuts, and then the final ladies, we all stood in a line, and he said, if you do not get a call tonight, we expect to see you back here at 5 a.m. I went home back to my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois, off of Michigan Avenue, and me and my girlfriends were like, don't answer, don't ring, don't ring. And it didn't ring. And so at midnight, we celebrated. We're like, whoa!
So you knew you were in at that point.
Yes.
How many people made it?
Oh, girl, it was not like 20.
That's wild.
Yeah, out of hundreds.
Did it feel
what
surreal?
I mean? Oh, it felt so surreal, especially in auditions when the newspapers are across the windows, and then Beyonce walks in, and we're like, oh, shoot. But it was so crazy because you thought like, oh, I'll be nervous, but the presence that she has is just... It is astonishing, really. It's regal, and it's very much so. I'm a businesswoman. I'm here. We're about to do a job. We're together, and it's a presence of, you don't see a hierarchy either, because she's so humble. And so we're all in rehearsal, you know, and so it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And we prayed before the show, I remember, and we got to meet Michael Jordan, and I mean, you know, Stevie Wonder, all these amazing celebrities.
That is so fun.
His dressing room was like right next door to ours, like Madonna, like what, you know?
What?
Yeah, girl.
Because
it was Oprah's last show. Yeah,
like,
we
interact
did.
With
Everybody. Aretha Franklin, she was on her card, and they're like, there goes Beyonce's there. And she's like, hey, ladies. And we're like, hey.
So tell us more about Beyonce. So, I mean, regal feels like such a good word for what I would imagine she would be like.
Yes.
Did she talk with you guys? What did she teach you? Did you keep in touch with her over time? Like, how was her interaction?
It was very much so friendly. I will say my best memory was when I got fitted by her mother, Miss Tina.
Okay.
Because back then she was still, you know, designing and doing all the costumes. That was so cool.
I bet.
Getting fitted. And, you know, Miss Tina sized me arms out, you know, and I'm like, okay.
Whatever you say.
You know? And Beyonce, she was in rehearsals. She was just a human. You know, she was a human. And from that, I saw work ethic. I saw leadership. And I'm like, the poise that I said, I want to embody that, you know, not just on stage, but off stage. And I remember one time we were all standing in a line, because this was back before like the George Floyd. This was, you know, back in like 2011. And we're all standing in a line, and she's like, hey, there's too much color right here. And I'm like, oh, God, what does that mean? You know, and it was like, you got to mix it up. You got to make it diverse. You know, you have to.
She was very intentional.
Yeah, she was very intentional about her set, you know, and making sure that everybody had an opportunity, whether you were big, small, black, white, Asian, very Hispanic, cool. You know. Yeah. And that was just like such a surreal, humbling moment.
Was that right after you finished school?
So it was. I mean, well, I finished in like 2012, but it was like that summer. It was 2011. Yeah.
So what was your plan after school? How did that experience impact you with what you wanted to do and where you went?
Honey, that set me up for success.
Yeah,
you know, because I had worked for like Columbia Records. I was booking some of my friends that are still on tour right now, dancing with Sierra and Tiana Taylor and all these things.
Wow.
J-Lo and Christina Aguilera, and we're like, okay, I'm booking us, you know, at a young age for Columbia Records for music videos, and I'm being the manager, right?
Yeah.
And my minor was in arts and media management, so once I graduated, I remember there was another audition where we were supposed to travel abroad in China.
Oh my gosh.
And so I remember telling my family, like, I really want to do this, you know, and they were a little fearful. For? It was Femme. It was a tour. It was an international girls tour.
Very cool.
And they said, okay, go. And I went and I made the audition. And so I spent 6 months in China touring with the girl group. And it was an amazing experience. But I felt like the experience with Beyonce really set me up for success. It not only gave me credentials, but it gave me the experience that I wouldn't, you know, oh my gosh, I wouldn't change for a lifetime.
That's amazing. Okay, so did you move to LA?
So I did not move to LA, but I was there, you know, traveling and working. LA, I resided there. I resided Atlanta, New York. You know, I would go there for, you know, small periods of time to train, to audition. You know, that's the lifestyle of a freelancer.
Yeah.
And so during that time period, because you're trying to get on, and because I had that credential on my back, it was a little easier for me, you know, to get into rooms.
No doubt.
So it really did set me up for success. The industry is very competitive.
And it's all dance, or were you also looking to do like acting?
Exactly.
All of it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I did some reality TV.
You did?
After that, Chicago-licious. I was on that show.
Fun.
Can
we find this online? Can
I
go find
you
it?
Can. Yeah, kind of funny, right? I did a few different projects. I did some acting. I did some modeling, you know, and more print than anything. But I could rock a runway. And so
I bet. Yeah. I mean, I've seen you online rocking a runway, even as of late. So,
you know, I love tapping back into that bag when I can, because it's the creativity. It lives in your heart, you know, and if you don't explore it every now and then, it just dries up a little bit. And it's like one of those burnout methods that I like to refuel myself with, so I don't get burnt out.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the dream? Did you have ultimately, like, were you thinking early on, I want to open up my own studio, or I want to be an agency? Like, what did that look like for you?
You know, as a little girl, you know, my mom told me as I got older that when I was in her room, I would kick. And so I was like, oh, okay, so I'm doing Bop Maz, and dance, that means Bop Maz. And so I always knew that my lifestyle was just going to be set up a little bit different. You know, I was always a go-getter at a very young age. My sisters would laugh and they're like, oh, we're at our baseball game now. Oh, we're at our basketball game. We're at our recital, you know, because I was a very active kid.
Yeah.
And when I was in the 3rd grade, I wrote 3 goals. 1 was to become a professional dancer. And I was like, check. 2 was to work with Debbie Allen, because that was my idol back then. Like, I love Debbie Allen. Checked. I got to work with her, got to meet her, all the things. And then number 3 was to open my own studios. And like
in 3rd grade.
In the 3rd grade.
I mean, how is a 3rd grader that intuitive to know? I mean, at the time, I think I wanted to be like a marine biologist. You know?
I know, right?
And here
it's
I am.
Crazy. My son told me he wants to be a science, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, a science? So he's like, yeah, or an animal. I'm like, okay,
I want to be an animal.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my gosh, that's really cute.
But it's like, I just knew that it was something different, you know, that I wanted to do, and the legacy of creativity that I wanted to be impactful. But those 3 goals is all I had in mind. You know, I'm going to check. And then once it got to where, oh my gosh, I'm looking back on these things, my grandfather, rest his soul, and my Mimi, girl, they framed it for me when I graduated. And I just gasped, like, oh my gosh. After I graduated college,
Had you forgotten about it?
Yeah, I did. I forgot about it, because, you know, when you're just so focused, I always have my blinders on, Mindy. I don't look to the side. I don't look. I often don't even look back to
That
celebrate.
does not surprise me, by the way. And I love that about you. Yeah, I love that. Well, what were you doing then, like, through your teen years, you know, high school? Were you dancing here locally? Like, what did all that look like?
Yeah, so I danced in Lee Summit.
Okay.
So I was very involved in Lee Summit. I went to Steppin' Outs, which is no longer there. It's called Kansas City Dance Company now.
Okay.
Jennifer took it over her daughter, which is awesome. Shout out to them. I try to continue to be a pillar in the community. I went to Lincoln middle school, and then I'm graduating, and I didn't graduate. Actually, got kicked out. That's another story.
There's a story there. Yeah.
Hung with the wrong crowd. That's why I do a lot of advocating for our youth, you know, honestly.
Which we'll dive into, obviously. That's huge.
It's huge. And so my mother, single mom, she moved us to Lee Summit.
Okay.
And in Lee Summit, we were the very few, Blacks that were there. And I remember becoming the first Black homecoming queen.
Okay.
But I dived in. I was very active. I did dance. I did softball. I played volleyball. I played basketball. I wasn't no good at basketball. My son's really good,
mom,
though.
I mean, bless her heart, right? Like my husband and I only have 2 girls, and they are in sports right now. And it's like managing the schedule between 2 who are in volleyball and basketball. I mean, I don't know how people with more kids do it.
It's a sacrifice.
We're playing more, but
It's a sacrifice.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, so I was heavily involved, acting, theater. I was everywhere around Kansas City, doing all sorts of things. And I think there really built my hard work ethic, seeing my mother and my father, too. Like, they worked extremely hard. My father moved, and he lived in North Carolina.
Okay.
But he was an entrepreneur at a young age, too, because he was a pastor. And so I'm like, that's a business at the end of the day, And then my mom, she ended up opening up a restaurant, and I learned entrepreneurship from her as well. And I saw a work ethic. My grandmother, she taught me how to be poised and polished because she worked for the Social Security office. And she would wear these nice suits and all that. And I'm like, okay, so I learned it. Lady. Yeah, I learned it at a really young age, but I was always active, competitions every weekend, recital, all the things.
But it seems like, I mean, in 3rd grade, if you were writing down those goals, like, you were definitely born that way. It seems like you might have been wired from day one.
I was born that way.
Yeah, I love it. You said you have siblings?
Yes.
Are they here? Do they do anything similar?
Yeah. No. They no. I'm the rare breed of the family. Yes, I have siblings. I have 2 sisters and a brother. Yeah. We're a blended family, and I have 2 step siblings as well.
Okay.
We're a blended family, and most of all entrepreneurs, like all of us entrepreneurs, which is really awesome.
That is so awesome. Okay, so you actually just mentioned you were the first Black homecoming queen.
Yes.
Did that make an imprint on you to do something with that? Or do you just mention it because it was where you moved to? Like, did that play a part in saying, I want to open the first Black-owned talent agency, or anything along the lines of that?
It all becomes full circle. I'll tell you that. Because in the moment, you don't realize these things until they're pointed out to you. And so I remember the school principal pointing it out and the school counselor pointing it out to me. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because you're like, why would I even bother thinking about that?
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I didn't realize it during that time period. And as I grew older, I'm like, oh, wow, that's cool. And for me opening up Next Paige, it wasn't about being the first at anything. It was really just about providing the platform to see people succeed, giving creatives a chance and an outlet to grow, to manifest their dreams like I was able to. That's what it was about for me. And then after seeing, oh, wow, and filling that void, because owning a business is about problem solving, right? Like, there is no business if you can't solve a problem. What problem are you solving? And so the Next Paige did that for Kansas City. And once I did my research, I realized, I said, oh wow, we don't have this here.
So you intentionally went and researched it. That's how the idea came to be. You obviously had some light bulb go off to go, this is missing, we need this. What was that process look like? Like, who did you meet with? Who did you talk to? And then you opened it 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was back in 2019.
Right before COVID?
Right before COVID. Oh, girl, it was crazy. So I remember moving back home, and at first I worked at my church. It was like Concord Cultural Center. My pastor, shout out to Pastor Ronald Lindsay, he opened up I don't know, it was like a community center, in Hickman Mills area. And so I was their program manager. And I would sit at that front desk and scribble and dream and all the things, The daydreamer. And then I remember there was the opportunity that came up with Alvin Ailey. Kansas City Friends of Alvin Ailey here. And I thought that was my dream position. I'm like, oh my God, this is my dream position, And because I had planned to move. I'm like, I'm not staying here.
Did you?
I didn't. I stayed in Kansas City.
Right, but you were thinking about it.
I was thinking about moving again, After I got back, I said, I'm not staying here in Kansas City. I'm going to stack a little bit and go back out there, right? I was going to move to Atlanta. And then, girl, the position came open. So I said, okay, I'm going to take this position. It was a very rigorous position because I was teaching, 20 classes a week, driving all over Kansas City. And it was very tiresome, but the impact and the kids that I was working with, it was so amazing, right?
Yeah.
And so I felt that passion there, but I knew that I could not really grow in that company. And it was a little more flexible for me to still be able to do what I love. So I still dance, and that was when I started dancing with Genuine and Tyrese and all those guys. So
just through more connections, auditions, keeping
the
that
industry,
spirit alive.
The industry would call. They're like, "Hey, E, are you available?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll do it. You know. And then I started choreographing, and upon that, I would meet other creatives here in Kansas City that would say, "Elaina, how did you do that? You know, how are you doing all of this?" And so I would sit them down. I would say, "Hey, this is how you write an industry standard resume. This is how you slate. This is what your headshots need to look like. This is how you save your money. You know, all the things.
Yeah.
This is how you submit to an agency." And I noticed I was doing this, and then I got a call from Tamba Hali, Chiefs player.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, what's up? You know, and his manager's like, yeah, he wants to do a music video and Liberian Entertainment Awards and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, let's do it,
Sure.
you know?
Sign me up.
So we did that, and then me and Tom became good friends, and his wife is like one of my best friends. Aww. And they're like, hey, Elaina, this is great. And so we started to go on the road, and it was really cool, right? We're doing all these music videos, and then he retired, and then I met Dwayne Bowe, him and his wife. We became great friends, and they're like, okay, come to Miami. He had just retired. Come to Miami, you know. And so I'm just traveling and doing
Sounds
my
like you're
thing.
living the life doing that.
Living the life. Oh, it was cool, you know.
Yeah.
And getting to do what I loved, right? And next thing you know, COVID happened. Shut us down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wow. And I remember having a conversation with my family, and I'm like, gosh, we really need more opportunities. And so I had just started my LLC, and it was during COVID. And I remember talking to one of my mentors saying, hey, I really want to open up this business. I probably need to go back to school. So I went back to school, the SBDC at UMKC.
Okay.
I did their program, signed up for the Porterhouse KC, did their program.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I have the tools. I'm ready.
What did you think you needed to go back to school for?
Well, so my minor was in arts and media management, right? And so I had the creative side down.
Yeah.
I wanted to tighten the business side
Got
up.
it.
And with that being said, with my minor being in that, I remember too, Tamba asked me to manage him. He's like, will you manage me? I was like, okay. I mean, I guess that's what my background's in, you know.
Like, sure, I'll figure it
Let's do
out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Because I became his personal assistant too. So
Okay.
we're like, okay. So I went back to school, got those certifications, and then there was a grant that came out. And in order to, like, you know, really start a business, you need some funding. You need some backing.
Yeah.
And I applied for it. And I remember, like I said, I reached out to the city, you know, the business office, and they told me about that. Prospect KC, they told me about this big grant. And I'm like, okay. Shout out to all of those organizations, by the way.
Yep.
And I applied for it, and it was with Kansas City Gifts.
Yep.
And
we talked about you when Brandon came here.
Oh my gosh, Brandon Calloway changed my life. Kansas City Gift changed my life.
I loved my conversation with him so much, by the way. Yeah.
Shout out to them and everything that they do. We were their first $50,000 grant winner. I was pregnant at the time too, so it was
Were you?
hilarious. Yeah.
You're like multitasking over here. Yeah.
Yeah, birthing the business and the baby same year.
Yep.
They surprised me, and because I had been on a podcast, it was for Country Club Bank, and they were like, "Hey, you know, what is different, you know, about what you're doing compared to other agencies?" And I'm like, well, we're full service. Like that is one of the largest differences, and we represent dancers.
Yeah.
There's no full service talent agency here in Kansas City, and there's no brick and mortar that helps with development, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need a brick and mortar. I need a brick and mortar. And there was a man that called me. He said, hey, come check out a building. And so I went and checked it out, and I go in the building and check it out, and then Brandon and them, I'm like, yeah, I got this building. And they came and they surprised me all in the same day. I'm like,
How thoughtful for them to do that. Did you even think there was any chance at that point you were going to get it, or you were just kind of waiting to see what
I was
gonna
just
happen?
waiting. Honestly, I knew it was so many people that applied, you know. And while I feel like the arts is a little underrated here. I mean, I even believe what you do is considered arts, you know, storytelling, conversation, right? This is entertainment. And while everyone likes to look at it and they like to, you know, indulge, but it's like people don't really see it as an art form sometimes.
Why do you think that is? Which is really interesting because a lot of times when I talk to people here on the podcast and we talk about Kansas City, they say they love the arts here.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think is going on that, I mean, do you feel like we're still kind of like growing up Kansas City? We're just not quite there.
Yeah, we're a B market.
Yeah.
We're a B market. That's why we missed out on a lot of the concerts and, the popular stuff.
I do wonder about that.
Yeah, we're a B market.
Yeah. Why are you going to St. Louis?
Why?
Why? Come here.
Come here.
Yeah.
No, listen, I agree. We're not there yet, but we're going to get there. We're a big sports town still.
Yeah.
I love our Chiefs, but the arts is so underrated here, and the talent that we have is so underrated. So I pray that one day we will get on the ball to where people will actually finance and fund the arts.
I was going to say, is that what we need?
That's what we
funding.
need.
We need the people who believe in the arts and growing it and elevating it. Yeah.
So people can stay here and work and live where they belong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Home is where the heart is, but also is where your arts is.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'd actually, by the way, congratulations. You're a 2026 Next Gen leader as voted by the Kansas City Business Journal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about that. What does that mean to you? What do you do?
gosh.
Did they have a gala? Were you nominated? Like, how does this whole thing come to be?
Yeah, it was nominations. I didn't even know I was nominated. And then I found out there were a few leaders that nominated me for it. And I was very surprised, but I was very grateful because, I don't do stuff for the accolades, but when they come, it's so meaningful because like I don't know, it's hard when you see, sometimes when you're working so much, I'll be honest, and you see, I try to keep my blinders on, but when you see other people get awarded for stuff that you've already done, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to believe, right, or have faith that it's like
it's just not my turn yet.
Better, bigger thing is coming that is more meaningful to you.
That's right.
However you want to look at it.
Yeah. So that's what I try to believe. But when I got it, I was so grateful. I'm so grateful that for me it was like a stamp that, hey, we acknowledge you, we see your work, and we support you.
Yeah. Well, I told you, I think, before we started that I'm like, do you have a professional videographer following you around all the time? Because your life looks so amazing and they're capturing it so well. And you literally look like you don't sleep. I'm like, you are doing so much. Like, you are working so hard. You're accomplishing so much. You're celebrating so many people. You are, we have to talk about the youth coming in and the opportunities, what you're teaching them and like what that is opening the doors to. But you mentioned before, talking about Kansas City. So a lot of people feel like they might have to move outside of KC, typically LA or New York.
No, New York.
That's still happening. Are those conversations that you're having regularly with people here, or what does that look like? Are you having those conversations with youth that are coming into the agency? Like, how do you kind of address that whole, like, you don't have to move if you feel that way? Yeah.
So right now is a very it's an interesting time period here in Kansas City where it's transition, right? It's transitioning. We just got that amazing tax film credit. And for example, now that the Real Cup is coming, a lot of the films are pushing back. Right?
Oh, really?
Yes.
I just heard about this tax credit the other day. I don't know much about it.
Yeah. It's the highest.
It's the highest.
It's the highest tax film credit in the U.S.,
which
is a big deal, right? So you would think more production companies are coming into film, where we also don't have sound stages here in Kansas City. So it's stuff like that hinder people to come here and film, right?
Yeah.
Because if we don't have many sound stages, now the landscape is here that is beautiful because you can make it look like anywhere.
Yeah.
But that is also a very important, tool that you need to be successful when you're doing a film. We did the Lifetime movie. That was amazing.
Yeah.
We casted that. We've casted a few different films, and we've been a part of. That was I got my first producer credit with Lifetime. That was awesome. Shout out to AGA.
Love it.
But the biggest piece is Kansas City is in a transition. And if the supporters that claim that they love entertainment and sports and the arts, they have to support it by paying people what they are worth, right?
Yeah.
That value. And even the influencer lane right now, it's blowing up. We're starting to blow up. But a lot of businesses didn't think that it was valuable at first, right?
Yeah, totally.
And it is a different form of marketing, but it works. So if you go out to LA, there are people that make a living off of that alone.
Yeah.
There are other marketing agency friends that I have that's all they do.
Yeah.
And that's where we're trying to get to. And it's a drier city here because we're just late on the ball. But we have to gain that support, not just from our city, but from the community, you know, to pay people. Like, it is a job. It is a way of living as well, because it's a form of art.
I mean, loaded question, but what steps do any of us need to take to help play a part in that?
One, I think from a talent perspective, we need to advocate.
Yeah.
We need to advocate for ourselves. We need to stand up. Understand that the agent is there to help you, to support you. It's a team. You know, shout out to all the agencies here in Kansas City. So that is one thing I do believe that we need to do as a community, as a unit, advocate for ourselves. Secondly, don't just take anything. Don't just take crumbs either.
Yeah.
You know, some people are too hungry where they're thirsty.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, have an appetite.
Stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Kind of prove a point, your worth, your value. Yeah.
That's it. You know, don't be thirsty. You know, have a good appetite, but have a healthy appetite. Right. And then thirdly, I believe that as a united front, standing up for yourself and advocating, I think on the other end is don't gatekeep.
What do you mean by that?
So I think a lot of people here, and I'm not one, they feel that if they found a client, or they don't want to share the love, you know, or I don't want to tell that person, or I just got off the phone with Lululemon today, you know, not Lululemon the store. No, this is the corporate level, right? Like these are entities that come through Next Paige, HB, like these are major companies. Now, why I'm not going to share my business practices with my competitors, but I'm going to spread the love, and that is when I talk about bringing the table and bringing the seats to the table, right? Yeah. So if I'm like, hey, Mindy, what you gonna bring? You like, well, hey, I got 100,000 followers. I got, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we can eat together, right? Yeah. And people don't mind splitting the money because everybody can win, and we can all eat together.
Come together. I love that.
That's right.
Okay, so on that note, let's talk about the Red Bull event that just happened.
Oh
so how does that come to Kansas City? Has it been here before? Was it here one time before?
Oh, yeah.
Or so, maybe multiple times. Yeah. I see it come through, but you were at the Kauffman Center?
We were at the Kauffman Center.
That's incredible. So talk about that, how it came to be, the role that you played, what we can do with that. That's a huge deal.
It's huge. So shout out to Red Bull. They've been amazing partners for the past 4 years. So we've partnered with them. Angel is a good friend of mine. She's been a Red Bull dancer since the beginning. She and I sat down about maybe 5 years ago when she got on with them. She's like, hey, E, when I got my studio, she's like, I want Red Bull to come here, and we're going to do a battle. We're going to do something for I said, okay.
How long has that been going on? Like, how long have they had dancers and doing the battle thing before they came to Kansas City?
I mean, years. Yeah, okay. It's been going on. I don't know the exact amount of years, but it's been years. Yeah, this has been a thing for the culture.
Okay.
So they came here 4 years ago, and they did the first battle at Next Paige Studios.
Oh, okay.
It was amazing. They came back quarterly, and we did like a mini cypher, and they've been a really great partner. So through that, like that summer, we were able to do like a mini series and workshops and all those things. Then the following year, we went to Power and Light. Which was really cool.
Yeah.
I got to. So each year they come
like
back.
The KC Live Block?
It was the KC Live Block. Yeah, right there in the center.
Yeah.
So they asked me, and they ask me every year, Elaina, what businesses do you suggest we work with? What people do you suggest we work with? You know, and because we have a partnership, you know, and it's a good relationship. And then the following year we did it at May Mob.
Yeah.
And so May Mob got on board, and they did their merchandise through them as well. Yeah. And then this year, we made it to the Kauffman. And so it was so funny because Ryan, he's my lead, he calls me, he's like, hey, E, I have a really big question to ask you. And I'm like, what are you about to say? I'm like, oh, no, I'm like, are you about to break my heart that we're not partnering anymore? You know, what are you about to say? And he goes, I'm going to just please tell me you won't say no. And I'm like, okay, what are you about to ask me?
Yeah.
He's like, I know you used to dance professionally. I know you have a really extensive resume. We have discussed this with the team, and we really want you to be our host. And I said,
did they have a host previously?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
And in each city, they usually hire a host. And so, you know, I'm always, nowadays, I'm on the back end. You know, I'm in the background. I help with the production, with the promotion, with the marketing, all the things. And he's like, no, we want you to be out front and center. And I'm like,
I mean, hello. You should be front and center. I told you that in the beginning of the episode. I mean, like, your presence is perfect for that.
Well, you know, with my clients, I have some really high profile clients. And I just feel like it's so cool to me when we can all shine together, you know. And shout out to all my clients, whether it's, you know, Nikki and Xavier, to Chu, to Tamba, to Dwayne, Bo, like all of us shine, you know, no matter what room we're in. And it's really cool. So shout out to all of you.
Love that. I love all the shout outs.
Yes, that's right. Because my boys, you know, we're a team, you know. And
your son must be in heaven, by the way.
Oh, he loves hanging out with the guys. Chu and Zay, like it's so funny. Uncle Tamba, like it's like a real thing. We're a family. But
love it.
I will say that when they asked me, I was like, because I wasn't ready, Mindy. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, after having my son and like working the background, I enjoy being in the background.
Sure.
And I hadn't gotten my confidence back up yet. To say like, yeah, I'll do that, you know. And so it was I had to pray on it for real. Like I hadn't been on stage. I was like, my weight, my you know what I mean? I kept critiquing myself. You know,
of course.
You know what
We're
it's
really
like.
good at that.
Yeah,
as women.
And I lift everybody else up, and I looked in my mirror. I talked to my mom and my sister about it, and they're like, "Girl, do it, heck yeah!" You know, I called them back. I said, "I'll do it." You know, consider it done.
How could
Olivia
you have
Pope
said no to that? Obviously,
right?
Yeah.
And so when we did it at May Mob, it was really awesome. It was a block party. It was cool. And then when they called me back for round 2, I was like, I got to step my game up. I got to really show them now.
Kaufman.
At Kaufman.
You were in Hellsberg Hall, right?
Girl, we were in the big Hellsberg Hall.
I love Hellsberg Hall. It's gorgeous, by the way.
The big, is that
what
the
a cool
small
spot.
one or
it's the
large
one with the
one?
organ?
Yes, with the organ. Yes,
yeah,
we were in
so
that
pretty.
one.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. And so I love how they combined, you know, urban with excellence. It was such an amazing feel, the classic and, you know.
Yeah. So what does the event do? I was invited to the one at Made Bob and I couldn't make it.
Okay.
Something was going on that weekend. So I don't know much about it. So for people who don't know, you buy a ticket to go? Is it a competition?
Yeah, it's a battle.
Like how do you, it's a battle. Okay.
It's a dance battle. So it reminds you something of like, what is it? So You Think You Can Dance?
That's what I was thinking of.
It's huge, even larger than that.
Watching dancing for me is so much fun. Obviously, it is for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't dance worth anything, right? But I am wowed by what people are capable of.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's open style. So you'll have Vogue, you'll have pop, you'll have street, you'll have crump. You know, you'll have all these different styles battling against one another. And the talent is from all over because this was the actual regional qualifier. So that was pretty cool in itself. So the region of the Midwest, everybody came here to Kansas City to battle.
Was there one winner that moves on?
Oh, yeah.
Where's
her name was
national?
Passion. So the national was in Tampa.
Okay.
Tampa, yes. Cool. Tampa, Florida in September.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
So you'll be at that.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to
sure.
go. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it. And all the talent. And we had 2 here compete from Kansas City, which was really awesome, too. Yeah. So shout out to you guys. But it was beautiful just seeing all the talent in the room. Yeah. And I love that May Mob brings together the arts and entertainment sector. They bring sports. They bring the influencers. They bring the videographers with stands, the photographers, the merchandise, you know, the design, everything just comes together, and they support Kansas City small businesses, from Dance Fit Flow to May Mob to Next Paige, of course, to, I mean, there's so many businesses that were able to benefit from Red Bull, whether it was hospitality. We had our kickoff party at the Zobe Art Center.
Oh,
you know,
love.
It was amazing.
Such a good venue. Yeah.
And I always try to share them more great venues too. Yeah. So it's cool.
I love it. Okay, so Xavier, let's talk about him and his mom, the organization. Yeah. What's going on with the organization? How did you get involved? You guys, that's been going on since what, last year?
Yeah, we're almost a year old.
Almost a year old. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell us about that, how people can get involved, what the organization is for.
Oh, yeah,
everything.
for sure. So Xavier Worthy has a organization. It's a 501c3 called Worthy Ones.
Yeah.
It benefits single mothers and youth. And he grew up with a single mother.
Yeah.
And their story is so beautiful. Nikki Jones.
They're both beautiful people.
Amazing.
By the way.
I call them my dynamic duo.
Gosh, they really are.
Yeah, they have such an awesome mother and son relationship.
Yeah.
You know, they came from nothing, and they
Are they from here?
No, they're from Fresno, California.
California, okay.
Yeah, from Fresno. Then he played in Austin, #1 round draft pick from Kansas City Chiefs. You know, Combine. He holds the record, 4.22. You know, which is amazing. Just
kidding.
a 4.22.
Yeah, no big deal.
But as hard as he goes on the field, him and his mother go even harder for the community. And so it's so awesome working with them and their heart and their connection to wanting to see families grow beyond their circumstances. And so they give back, and they're doing an amazing job here in Kansas City, and Austin, Texas, and Fresno, California.
So all 3 locations. How did you get connected with them?
Yeah, so when he was drafted, that first day we met because Tamba was being honored in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was there that day, and we all met. And, you know, I think good people recognize good people, you know. And it was just an organic introduction. And from there, we built relationship, and it's endless now. So I love when I can just add value to people's lives, you know.
You kind of have a knack for that.
Thank you, girl. Yeah, anywhere I go, I just say, you know, how can I add value? You know, if you see fit. And that's how I don't scout. You know, Mindy, I don't scout. All of my relationships and clients that I've met have come very naturally. You know, True Godric, he's another one. Built a friendship over the summer through Winter Circle. Shout out to them. And he said, E, can you help me? Sure. You know, everything has been very organic.
I love that. Okay, so let's talk more about the agency and what you're doing. So how do youth get involved? How do they come in and work with you and kind of go through the process? Like, what should we know about that? Who should be heading your direction to inquire about opportunities there, that kind of thing?
Yeah, certainly. So the Next Paige, we're located at 5930 Troost.
Yeah.
We have an 82-square foot brick and mortar, which is really cool, and we're continuing to renovate. I love your space here, which is gorgeous.
Oh,
so
thanks. I did it myself. No, I'm just kidding. I did not, but yeah.
But so we're there, and we do 2 annual castings for our roster.
Okay.
And that is families, that's models, actors, dancers, influencers, athletes. You know, we do 2 big castings. And with that, we do brand deals. We do, you know, TV, film, commercial work, print. And
is
then,
it all done locally, or are you connecting them with like markets across the country?
Markets across the country. Yeah, for sure. So whether it's Adidas to, you know, like I said, a Lululemon, or whether it's a HBO to a Lifetime, right? Like these are all real brands we've worked with. It was really cool. Actually, my son got booked for United Airlines, which was really, that was really cool.
Love that. What is he doing? A commercial?
It was just an advertisement. So if you, it's so funny. I got a call like,
well, I have not seen your son in person, I don't think, but the pictures, he's such a doll.
Thank
oh my
you.
gosh, he is such a good looking little kid.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
No surprise
that's my,
there.
Yeah, that's my love. Cutie. That's my heart. But we represent, starting at 3, you know, on up to 80. I mean.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. All ethnicities.
I was thinking it was just youth. So it is all ages.
Yes, all ages for the agency, for the talent agency. Yeah, because, you know, like any agency, we have to make sure that we have different demographics on our roster that we can serve. Now, one person may say, well, you know, what is you guys' specialty?
Yeah.
Here in Kansas City, the niche is TV and film, right? But with my contacts, because I was in the industry, I go beyond Kansas City and I get to work with other larger brands. We were just working out a deal with Columbia Sports, you know, like, and then we do production outside of that too. So we have different relationships with the Players Company. So we do NBA All-Star, Super Bowl, you know, different events we help produce, sponsorships, all of those things with like larger brands, which really just adds value to who we are and what we do in our talent portal on our roster. So
I saw the Players Company, and then I saw you were at obviously the Super Bowl, and then was it a NBA?
NBA All-Star, yeah. It was really cool. We helped produce Hoops and Icons. That's a really awesome event. And so we book influencers and actors and all of those, people to show up, appear, appearances, all of those things, other than just brand deals too. So we have our hands in a lot of it. And I know people are like, well, how? We're a very small team, but we're a mighty team. We're very intentional. Yeah. And we have to be. We have to have multiple revenue streams here in Kansas City because of it's a B city. So the work, if we're not getting the revenue here, we have to make sure we're getting it there. You know what I mean? Yep. So that's why.
Got it. Okay, cool. And then you don't just do dance. You're focused on mental health as well.
Oh yeah, and you're
absolutely focused on just kind of like learning the business side or the industry. Like, what else do you guys do?
Yeah, so with the dancers is really awesome because there was not any agency here that represented dancers. So the dancers, I have so many production companies and companies that call me for activations. They're like, hey, Elaina, we're working with the city right now to do something cool, roll out for a World Cup, right? Like,
I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I choreograph, and I'm not the only choreographer on the roster. We have other choreographers that will dance, create dances and such for galas and activations and such. So that's really cool. But we book dancers and make sure they get the work too, because that's a form of art. With the mental health piece, we try to keep that more on our foundation side. So we also have a foundation, Next Paige Foundation. Yeah. With the mental health component, just providing those resources for artists, for creators, because we know that, especially living in a B market, it can be really difficult. It could be challenging. Yeah. And so just the resources, financial
people getting
literacy.
Really let down, frustrated.
Oh yeah, on the no.
Emotionally. Yeah.
How do you survive the no? Yeah. That's a real conversation because what they with Nike is like, just do, right? But some people aren't built that tough mentally to be able to continue to take the no. Yeah. And when you give up, you never know if you got that yes or not. So I've always had the memo of each day you have a new opportunity for that yes. So why not try? You won't know, Yeah.
So I wrote something down, which that just reminded me of affirmations. You seem so good about affirmations. Like following you on social media, you'll have some times where you're talking to the video and you'll talk about that. How did you decide to has that been you all along? How did you decide to incorporate that? Do you use those affirmations like with your, when you're working with the youth in particular? Yes. Like talk about that, because what a huge reminder of that, instilling confidence and belief and positivity and all those things. And obviously you are very well versed at that. So
no, I appreciate that because it's not easy. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak at heart. And through our Creative Camp program, I wanted to instill that with them. And we do that program with our Next Paige Foundation. And the kids actually came up with some affirmations that I live by every day. Aww. I'm smart, confident, and brave. I am true to myself. I'm important and unique. I will not dim my light. And I asked them, hey, what are some of the things that you guys are struggling with? And then I say, okay, how can we provide solutions for some of those things? Yeah. What characteristics encourage you, keep you encouraged and motivated, right? And so we came up with those. But for the videos, man, it really does. It keeps them motivated to go, because bullying is on the all-time high. These kids, you have social media now. There are different problems that they go through than when we were growing up. You know?
Which we still have not figured out, right? How to reduce that noise, as moms and society. So.
It's hard. I'm so nervous for my little baby, but
I know.
I wanted to give my followers a little bit of insight on what I go through on a day to day. Yeah, and because you're right, social media shows the glam. The celebration, the success, and entrepreneurship is a different challenge every day. I call me and my team, we say professional pivoters. Yeah, Taylor always texts me. She's like, professional pivoter. I'm like, that's right, girl. We are professional pivoters. We figure it out.
Depending on the day.
Yes.
What problem arises,
Don't focus on the problem. Focus on the solution, I'm built for it tough, baby.
I think I read that somewhere. I love that. Well, and you mentioned this earlier, but I wanted to quote this. You put it on an Instagram post. You birthed both your baby and your business in the same year, but rather than choosing between motherhood and entrepreneurship, I'm building a life where they fuel each other. Motherhood didn't slow me down. It gave me deeper purpose. I love that, especially as a mom who's very driven
Yes,
and
you
in
are.
the creative world or the arts world, but it is challenging, right, at times. And I actually, before I started the podcast, worked in a full-time job where I was required to be in an office every single day and, missed a lot of things. And so I made the decision to leave. Not that being in the office was the problem, but the stage of my life wasn't working for me to feel like I could be as present, you know, to have a flexible schedule. But I just wanted to hear kind of your take on that of like balancing the two. And if you have any words of wisdom for people that are, running a business and also running the show at home,
It's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's
never.
Different things will prioritize themselves at different moments and different times. And your child, it was so funny. I was actually talking with one of my friends from Red Bull, and she put up that she has some mom guilt.
Oh, yeah.
For how much she traveled. And she has 2 sons. And I'm like, they don't get it now. But I know that they will when they get older, because guess what? You're providing the lifestyle that they desire too.
Yeah. They don't have the context right now to understand that, but they will later have that.
But they will later.
Yeah.
And so I'm not a 9-to-5 type of mom. I'll be honest. Sometimes, yes, my son has to tell me, put my phone down, close my laptop. Sure. And he has grown habits too, where he's like, oh, Mom, I'm going to be on my laptop today.
Totally goes through that too.
I say this to say that family time is important, and it's all with it. I don't like the word balance. I'm going to be real honest with you, because
Fair.
I don't want to curse on your podcast.
You can curse if you want
to. Okay, balance is bullshit.
There you go. Yeah. Well, what is the definition of balance, right? Like it's different for everybody.
It's different for
everybody.
It's a good
point.
Yeah. It's just some things will prioritize themselves at different times. My son is out of school now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, mommy has to work.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to work.
Yeah, we're there too.
Yeah, we're there.
Summer coming up. Yeah.
And then guess what? And then we will play,
Yeah.
So it's different things prioritize themselves at different times, and it's okay.
Yeah.
We are not perfect people. We're just not. We strive for it for sure.
Yeah.
But we're not. And so I love my son, and he's going to grow up with a really great work ethic too.
Yeah, he is.
And he's going to love his lifestyle too.
I think that's the important point, because, I will say I don't really feel too much guilt about being on my phone or on my laptop, because at the end of the day, I'm working towards something that I am very passionate about and I love to do. And I might be doing it right next to my child who's on their iPad as well. Yeah. So what am I going to do? Like we all have to get off of our iPads, and we do that.
Yes.
We take those breaks. But, I think it is leading by example. And
it's
just
leading
like you
by
said,
example.
You watched your mom, you watched your grandmother, your dad, everybody working hard, and that clearly left an impression on you. And it's the same thing that we're doing with our kids. So I think we are too hard on ourselves sometimes.
We are. We absolutely are.
Personal opinion.
Burnout is real.
Yeah.
You know, and me and my sister were just talking about burnout, and like she sent me a list of like 7 ways to reset yourself, whether it be creative burnout, from physical burnout to mental burnout. There are different ways to recognize the burnout before it gets to where it's like, So even with that, I try to fill my cup up as much as I can. And one thing that I am learning, Nikki and I have this conversation to where if you don't get to something that day, it's okay. Like some things you can't say no to. It's not going to end to send that email tomorrow. I love scheduling emails now. That's like my favorite thing. And text messages.
Yeah.
Never done that before. Oh, yeah. Try it, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, you can schedule text messages now, too.
I'll have to check that
So
out.
just being efficient and really one of my goals this year is just staying more organized with life, but putting me first.
Yeah.
Because when your cup is filled, then and it's overflowing, you can fill others' cups too. And that includes if you're not yourself, how can you give to others? You know what I mean? How can you be your best self for your son, for your kids?
Yeah.
If you're not your best self for you.
So well put. I love that.
We got this, girl.
We got this. Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to do next with Next Paige? What's on the horizon? What are you most excited about?
I'm excited about really growing within, growing from within. I know that may sound like, well, what, Elaina? But with World Cup coming, with our name getting larger than, really quickly.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that everything is so tight inside. We just cleaned house.
Okay.
And I have a whole new staff. I have a whole new board. The vision, I'm finally going to be able to actually be a founder. And that for me is like, whew, that is just, but I love operating, which is great because it keeps me going. But from a lens of now I can travel the way I want to. I can, go here with one of my clients and do this event, that event, and not having to worry about what's happening here in Kansas City, to where we can eventually grow to Texas.
Yeah.
We can grow to a new market, which is awesome because that is the ultimate goal, to grow out of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, now that connects to a whole nother market and more opportunities as well, having an imprint in another market. So that is the ultimate goal, to invade another market.
Invade.
Let's do it. Oh yeah.
I love
We're coming.
I love it.
But because I get so many DMs, girl, all the time. Will you come to my city? Will you come to my city?
Yeah.
And people come here, from other cities often to take our classes with the dancers or to do our camps, our programming.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately what I would love to do, especially as I've been traveling the past couple of years. But, you got to make sure the within is tight.
Yeah.
So then you can.
Solid team around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spread your wings.
So let's talk about World Cup. How are you getting involved with World Cup? Are you part of the Open Doors program?
I am,
okay,
yes.
So tell me about that, because I haven't had a conversation with anybody about it yet. I know what it is. I'm not sure everybody knows what it is, but talk a little bit about what we should know about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually a part of the Open Door Extension. So there was Open Doors, and then there's Open Doors Extension. So Open Doors, I want to say they chose about 10 to 20 businesses, and they found them brick and mortars that are around downtown or just someplace
just for the World Cup,
just
during
for the World
those
Cup.
weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we already have a brick and mortar, so we didn't do that, but we ended up doing Open Doors Extension, and so that program is actually going to be a Union Station. So we'll be selling merchandise, and so we have some amazing bags. We have fans. We have water bottles. Like, we actually have merchandise now. So I'm super excited about that.
Yep.
We're partnering with an awesome company called Sapan, and they have purses and bags too. We're doing a huge collab, both female entrepreneurs. Shout out to Pipeline. We met during Pipeline. Girl, I love studying. I am like forever a student. I did their program too after I did Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing certification.
What is the program for?
Pipeline's for entrepreneurs, founders first.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, founders first. So me and her met. She's out of Miami.
Okay.
So she'll be here, and her purses are here, but she started here in Kansas City and has her business just took off. So anyway, we're partnering together. We'll be at Open Doors Extension at Union Station. I'll be providing all the entertainment. So that's really cool. So our talent will be there. Our talent will also be at the night market. Yep. And then we'll have some entities at FanFest as well. Okay. And so we're diving in, but we got in, and we're able to help out and just add value where we can, of course. So please come visit us at Union Station. There will be tons of entertainment. We have DJs. We'll have activations going, so all my influencers come through. Yeah. I'll have something special for you guys, and we'll keep it going up.
Is there a schedule of events that we can see for that?
Yeah, it'll be put out. Yeah, it'll be put out. So we move in Union Station June 11th.
June 11th.
Yeah. So look, just social media, look out, and I'll probably send out a big push too.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, and then you have 3 ingredients for Kansas City to reach its full potential in the entertainment industry. Ooh. Okay. I want to hear about this.
3 ingredients to Kansas City to reach its fullest potential here in Kansas City. I already said the gatekeep piece. Okay. But we have to open the gates. Mm-hmm. We have to open the gates for more entities to flood into Kansas City. Okay. What that means is providing the infrastructure. Mm-hmm. Our city, our mayor has to provide the infrastructure, the sound labs, the sound stages and things like that. Everything that we need to be successful, we have to have those things. I'm working with the film office. Mm-hmm. We're in close contact, but we have to have the resources that we need as well to be successful. Okay. So working on that infrastructure, allowing those gates to open up. Secondly, giving credit to where credit is due. You know, I do believe that there are some really amazing people here in Kansas City that are doing good work. Give them their flowers, you know, support them. And while I do believe that, you know, there can be a Burger King and a McDonald's on the same street, however, allow people to do what they're best at. You know what I mean? I think some of us get to where, like, I want to try this, I want to try that, and like, oh, now I'm a photographer because I learned on YouTube. You know, like I went to school for this. Yeah, you know, I have a degree in this field. Yeah. It's like, stay in your lane, allow people to be great, partner with, collaboration over competition. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you see somebody that's doing it already, figure out a way genuinely how to be on that team and then build together. Right. You know, instead of like coming in, trying to sneak and look at the playbook or like, you know, and then open up your own thing. Like, no, let's come together. Let's collaborate. Yeah. So that would be 2. And then my last ingredient, let's see, would be for us to put our pockets to where our mouths are. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, let's put the money out there. Let's make some money. Yeah. Let's make some money together. Where are the funds?
We need to find the people.
Find the people.
Funds. Yeah.
Because the funds are here. They're here.
Like, I know they are here. Yeah.
I know they're here. Yeah. And so, you know, let's not close that wallet up. Let's open that opportunity up a little greater for some of the organizations that are really doing the boots on the ground work.
Yep. Well said. I love it. Okay. You're doing, I mean, honestly, you're like, back to that point, the collaboration, like you are the walking queen of networking and building relationships and showing how having good relationships can open doors. So I think that everybody should follow your lead with that. And clearly people can do even more incredible things. So props to you.
Thank you.
Anything else that we should know about your agency, your foundation, anything that we haven't talked about that we can get the word out? How can people support you?
Oh my gosh.
All the things.
You know, our foundation is really in a pivotal moment. We just got a really big partnership with Universal Music.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. They're actually building a hotel downtown.
Holy cow.
And it starts in July. I haven't even put this out there yet, so you get it first. We'll be doing a huge casting call coming up for entities that want to get into the industry.
Okay.
I put other companies on this project as well, District KC, Mutual Musicians Foundation, and I'm going to be putting more organizations on it as well.
Amazing.
We're going to start it in August. That's when the big casting call will come.
Okay.
But we're going to be able to provide programming at no cost, girl.
Wow.
And so that has been a dream come true. I can't wait to like fully announce it, because that right there, when I've been meeting with these people, girl, and shout out to Brendan Calloway, because he was the one who made the connection. Yeah. And he knows how bad I have been going hard for our foundation and trying to get funding in so we can provide these resources. We've been operating, girl, on a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
And it's like now some of the entities are starting to see the work that we're doing, the lives and the impact that we've had over these thousands of creators.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, so, I mean, we received the funding and we're just so grateful for it. So, because what it's going to do for Kansas City's entertainment and sports community is about to be huge.
Ooh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, so we just got that deal. So I'm excited for our foundation.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. And with our camp starts in June.
Yep.
We're going to, again, impacts over 50 to 75 littles.
Yeah.
So we're super excited about that opportunity with the kids, because I believe in farming instead of hunting, you know, with that, really building up the children. So, because they are that next generation, you know, they got to see that work ethic like we talked about.
Well, they are definitely seeing it through you. I love it. By the way, I forgot to shout out artist Jenny McGee, who had the Chris Jones artwork that you got through me. Yep.
Where's the camera? Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, Jenny.
Well, we say thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
Because you delivered the artwork to Chris.
Because they're good friends of mine. Yes. Chris Jones and Shiana. I love them so much. And I was like, they gift me every Chiefs game. They're like, come to the suite, whatever. And so we've been family friends for years now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't need a big painting of Chris in my living room.
You're like, it's so beautiful, but I bet Chris could use it himself.
I bet he would love this.
He probably was like, I need another picture of myself in front of me.
He loved it, actually. Yeah, he loved it.
Well, that made Jenny's day. Oh, my gosh. We were messaging, and he
had just lost his aunt when I gave it to him, so it really lifted his spirits, too.
Good timing for them. Okay.
Yes.
Two other things really quickly. Another thing that I wrote down that you put on an Instagram post that I loved, or maybe it was an interview, I don't know. The difference between being an influencer and a woman of influence.
Ooh-wee.
Using our platforms to create impact and drive change. For me, that means advocating for creatives and helping my community thrive. As somebody who is an influencer, content creator, this just totally resonated with me. I mean, it's the whole reason I'm doing the podcast, right?
Wow.
Storytelling.
Yes.
Being a woman of influence for people to hear the stories to make an impact directly through all these different, whether it's a donation or coming to support, everyone who comes on here in any way. So again, well said.
Man,
that was such an important little nugget to show, the difference.
Yeah. I appreciate you using your platform for this, seriously, Mindy, because I've been following you and I'm like, man, this girl is killing it. And just seeing the lives that you've impacted and touched through your platform on social media and now this podcast, girl, thank you. Oftentimes, just because I have a following, I won't say small, but I have a following.
Amazing engagement, by the way. People love everything that you do. It's awesome.
It's genuine. It's genuine. And I don't make content because I'm not an influencer. I get so many DMs of like, let's do this product and that product. I don't know, but I don't consider myself an influencer. I consider myself a woman of influence because I connect the dots. I connect the people and I bring the opportunities.
Love it. Well, thank you for the kind words, too. Okay, one final question that I have from Thayla Cherry.
Let's admit to her.
I know. What advice would you give to the young lady who started her dancing career at Concord Church about her future?
Oh, my gosh. She's going to make me cry.
That's exactly what she told me.
Yeah.
I ended up talking to her coincidentally this week on the phone, and I told her that you were coming in because she popped up in a video of like a gala that you had or whatever, and I was like, you know what we should do? Give me a question that I should ask her. And she texted it to me, and she goes, she's going to cry.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah. She's been my mentor for a really long time, and shout out to her and everything that she's done. I've watched her just, oh my God, her business, Cherry.
Love Cherry.
She actually is so funny because she actually... So I had an idea to start a hat company. I remember sitting in my living room with my sister Lauren, and she's like, I said, I'm going to start a hat company, and I'm going to build my brand up first before I start the Next Page. And it was very much so strategy, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So, girl, she's like, okay, well, what's it going to be called? And I said, Creative, All Innovative Souls. And I took different creators, whether you were like a hairstylist to... a drummer, like a DJ, and I did this huge campaign photo shoot, and I called it Creative. I called Thayla. I said, Thayla, I need hats. She's like, okay. And so we searched and we did different hats. And then she helped me. I came up with the design and they produced them for me. And that is where I originally started my creative brand. Before that, I had Elaina Paige Productions. So, and thank you to all of my team that is still with me from Elaina Paige Productions. But it was a process. It was definitely a strategy. And from there, that's how we came into the Next Page. So we actually are a DBA.
Okay.
But Thayla, because I had to go off because you had me crying, girl.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. And the Kleenex is out of reach, or else I would give you a Kleenex.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So the little girl from Concord, what would I say to her?
Yeah. What advice would you give to the young lady?
To the young lady sitting at the cultural center window, scribbling on that notepad, I would tell her to be patient, have faith, and know that God is in control. And everything that you're going to do, make sure you stay humble and keep the dream alive. I would tell her that I love her, and I would tell her to keep dreaming and know that her dreams are going to manifest in a really dynamic way and impact a world yet unknown.
Love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Girl, I used to scribble and I used to just like imagine like a little kid, just like that used to be me. Just like one day, and some of my friends tell me like you haven't even reached your peak. But to me, I just like I said, I don't look sideways, I don't look back, I just look forward.
Yeah. You're in the present day.
Yeah, in the present day.
Yeah, and looking ahead. I love it.
Life's too short.
On that note, your faith is really important to you. How does that make its way into your day-to-day?
Oh, girl, I meditate every morning.
Do you?
Yes.
Gosh, I have not gotten into meditation yet. I need to.
Yes.
I know that I need to.
Girl, it could be in my bed. It could be on my knees. It could be, before I try to, even on my phone. I have a physical Bible now, thanks to my sister, Lauren. And my other sister, Lenora, actually, we call her Tay, but she used to challenge me to do that, and we used to have like a prayer circle we would do and everything, but my dad, I learned it from my dad, because he instilled that in us deeply,
Being
he had
a pastor.
And reading the Bible and embodying that amount of faith. My favorite book is Psalms.
Okay.
And so I try to read it, and it just keeps me motivated every day. So even before I hop on social media, I hit that Bible app. I'll listen to my favorite song in the shower. I always listen to like R&B gospel music.
Love.
It's just like a mood setter, you know. It
Set
keeps
the
me
tone
calm.
for the day,
Absolutely. It keeps me calm through all the challenges because it's all in how you react,
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence is a real thing. And so just knowing that God is in control always gets me through any challenge. But I always meditate in the morning.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe you can give me a lesson or two. On
I
how to do
will.
that.
I will. I'm going to send you a whole playlist, girl. I got you.
Okay, good. I know, because I've been thinking about, I want all kinds of people on the podcast. I'm like, I need someone to come in and talk about the art of meditation, right? Like how to do
breathing techniques.
Yes.
And it's
I'm
really...
actually doing breath works with somebody next week, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, you'll learn.
Learn about that too.
Yeah, you'll learn.
Yeah.
And it really does regulate your nervous system,
Yeah.
Because as an entrepreneur, like I found out like, oh, I have anxiety.
Oh, so do I. 100%. No denying it.
No denying it,
Yeah. Yep.
So, but it's like knowing it, understanding it, facing it, and saying, okay,
Yep.
cool. Now, how can I control this? You
Love
know?
it. Yeah. Okay. We will end with a couple rapid fire questions.
Ooh.
What is currently on your Kansas City bucket list? What do you want to do?
Girl, I want to ride in a jet.
Oh, wow. Okay. Tell me more about this.
Private plane.
Private plane. We've got a few. We got a couple airports around here.
We
can
do.
Get you somehow hooked up. Yeah.
One day it's going to happen.
Yeah.
One day.
Okay. Let's make that a 2027, if not earlier. Maybe
Yes.
this year. I don't know.
I don't know.
2026. Maybe this summer.
Maybe so. But yes, I want to ride in a private plane, a jet. I want to do that.
Okay, great. What is an ideal day in Kansas City for you? Doing what? Being where?
On a rooftop happy hour.
Ooh, do you have any favorite rooftops?
I really love Lowe's.
Oh, right. Horse Feather Social?
Yes, I love theirs. Theirs is really nice.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's the view.
Yeah.
For me,
Kaufman,
downtown.
Bartle Hall, the top of it.
It's just
beautiful.
smooth. I love Lowe's.
Yeah.
Their happy hour and such. I like Palm Tree now too. Palm Tree is really nice.
Yeah.
We have some really nice patios and
really
rooftops.
do. Yeah. Percheron at Crossroads.
Oh yeah, Crossroads.
Great
That one's
one.
really nice. I need to check out some new ones too.
Yeah.
What's the one with the bubbles? The Blanc.
Oh, yeah, the Champagne Bar in
has
Midtown.
such a cute space.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she has both the rooftop, which is beautiful, but then the actual like restaurant and bar space is just beyond. It's gorgeous.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I love a cute happy hour.
Okay.
My favorite little happy hour spot right now is Earl's.
Premier.
Yes. I'm a seafood girly.
Just went there with a friend of mine who hadn't been there yet, and I hadn't been there in a minute either, and it is so good.
It's so good.
Their frozen gin and tonic is
Girl.
so good.
Yes!
I actually hadn't had it, and I was like, I have to get it. And honestly, it exceeded my expectations.
And the service, the customer service there is just impeccable. So it just makes you feel home, you know, and it's so like intimate and cool.
It really is. It's great.
It's around the corner from our studio.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So I like to go.
Okay. Other favorite places to eat and drink in Kansas City. Shout out to some of your favorite places to go.
shout out to some of my favorite places to go.
Or hidden gems. I always like to know if anyone has any hidden gems.
I call Earl's one of my hidden gems.
Yeah.
I like Urban. Urban is really good.
Yep. I went there after Brandon and I talked about that. I had brunch there.
Yeah, it's really nice. He used to be my neighbor, so I like to support him when I can.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I love Capitol Grill.
Mm-hmm.
I love Capitol Grill. Just the bartenders and the service there is just always so perfect.
Yep. Yeah.
You know,
they do have a really good loyal following.
They
there
do.
Too.
They do. They have their regulars for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not a regular, but when I do go, it's always love. You
Yeah.
know? I love Thai food.
Okay.
And so I love a bamboo, but I also like a pad Thai.
Okay.
Shout out to my girl at Pad Thai as well. I love, oh my God,
She's a
Ann, that's
doll.
my girl.
So sweet.
I can't wait.
Beautiful woman too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's so
Kind,
kind,
and
humble,
talented. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
She's
one of my
opening
good
her new
friends.
restaurant, right?
Yes!
Do you know when it's opening?
I know they just broke ground.
Okay. I can't wait.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Thai food, so that's another one of my
Okay, good.
fun spots.
All right, fantastic. And then anybody that you would recommend to come onto the podcast
Ooh,
to tell their story about
let's hear their story.
Kansas City and what they're doing here.
Let's see. You know, I mean, there's some really cool entrepreneurs, or just anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
Can't say Brandon because I already had Brandon.
I know. I was gonna say Brandon. Well, Karis works with Brandon. Let me see. I mean, there's some amazing people.
Yeah.
You have Raquel with Cafe Cubano. You got Dulce. She's doing her thing too with Cafe. Oh gosh, I'm blanking out
That's
right
okay.
now. But yeah, I mean, you have some really cool entrepreneurs doing their things. Tony Talley.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Tony
funny.
Talley
Another
with Fox 4. Yeah, her
beauty.
Great Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's amazing. She's had a really awesome journey too.
Yeah.
That is really awesome. I get some good DMs from some. I'm trying to think. Come on. You Mayma, they're good. You
Yes,
know?
I would love to have May and Bob.
Mayma,
Yeah.
they're awesome. Thayla, she's awesome.
Thayla's coming on.
Okay, I'm like,
We're working on a little bit of a collab ourselves. So.
Oh, okay.
It'll
Yeah,
be
I'm like, that's
couple
a
months out.
no-brainer there. She has to come on.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking of like different, and she would be awesome to come on too.
Yep.
You know,
She'd be great.
I just did a really awesome like ladies seat at the table event. That went really well. Naomi Lee, they have a really awesome story.
Okay.
They're a mom and daughter duo.
Naomi
Lee.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
they're
right. I
they're
will look
really
them up.
awesome too.
Good.
They work with like Pat and everybody, and like
Yeah.
they're so humble. Like
Okay,
they're
sweet.
really cool.
I just always like to hear who people are, in cahoots with and would recommend to come on. So
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you for coming on. This has been so
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you for
Thank
opening
you.
up. And
Maybe we'll have Nikki on. Nikki Jones,
oh yeah, that would be great.
Zay's mom. Yeah, she would
that
love
would be
to do
huge.
it, yeah.
We could do like a 2.0, and then you guys could come over and you could talk about worthy
Yeah,
ones.
she could do that. She would love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, she
All
would
right.
do it.
Well, I will connect with you on that. So.
Okay, cool.
Great chatting with you.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you so much for tuning in and finding inspiration in these incredible stories. If you love what you hear, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, leave a rating, and share the show to help these Kansas City voices reach even more listeners.